All right, so I'm going to run you through a play that I've been running that's allowed me to set up my gym, buy equipment, invest in myself, hire coaches around me without paying any tax and beholding and not letting go of the greatest motherfucking asset this world has to offer, and that's Bitcoin. Now, I've spoken about this shit plenty of times, but I'm going to lay and map it out exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Now, bit of housekeeping, all right? Not financial advice. I'm just a choco out here hustling, being a sick cunt, making cash, and has a pretty good understanding of what I believe mathematics and motherfucking money, all right? Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm just explaining what I'm doing, all right? So, how the fuck have you done this, Chris Tomazis? How did you do it? Let me explain. I've taken out a loan against my Bitcoin. Now, why have I done that? Why didn't I just sell it? Good question. Well, if I sell it, I've got to pay capital gains tax on that shit. And if I sell it, I give up holding the actual asset. So if the market was to pump up, well, I've lost it because I've traded it for bullshit fiat dollars. This is what the rich do with stocks, with crypto, with real estate, all that shit. They take loans off their assets so they don't actually have to pay tax. Why? Because loan is not an income. It is a fucking loan, okay? Have you ever gone to the bank and gotten a personal loan? You got to pay tax on that? No. It's the same shit when you leverage off assets. And that's what I'm doing here. So, my rules, this is what I do. Taking a 20% of my stack and use that as collateral. So that means I've given, use Strike Lending by the way, shout out to Jack Maulers. I've given them 100,000 AUD worth of collateral, okay? Which has given them, well, now they've handed me 50K, bang, just like that. And that's given me a 50% loan to value ratio. It means my loan is 50K, the value of the collateral was 100, so the ratio is 50%, okay? Now, because I've only used 20% of my stack, 100K, I've still got 400 in collateral. Why have I done that for? Why didn't I just use all my collateral and take out a bigger loan? You don't want to do that shit, okay? Why not? Because what happens when we fall into a fucking bear market and then you get margin called and you don't have enough Bitcoin to service it and bring your threshold back to 50%, okay? Because just getting a loan isn't all fucking happy days. You've still got to maintain that shit, okay? Then you get 85% LVR, liquidated, baby. But don't worry, they warn you beforehand. They warn you so you can top it up. And if you don't top it up and then it gets to 85%, they're going to sell your collateral to pay back your loan. And that's a situation you do not want to get into. Why? Because when they sell your Bitcoin, like I mentioned before, capital gains event. So not only have you lost your Bitcoin, you've paid tax on your Bitcoin, and you've lost your fucking loan. That's a scenario you don't want to get into. Now, loan terms, all right? 14% interest. This may vary depending on how big your loan is. Jurisdictions, blah, 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 okay? And it's 12 months. Now, this is where it gets interesting. With this 50 Gs, you can technically use that for whatever the fuck you want, okay? But I've invested that in myself. I've bought gym equipment, I've set up a gym, I've hired coaches, and when I mean coaches, I'm talking like coaches that can help me level up in myself, so my own mentors. These are all business tax deductions. So all that 50K, essentially I have used in things that are tax deductible. So I'm gonna get a tax back on that. And the interest, which is gonna be 7K at the end of the 12 months, is also tax deductible because it is an investment loan. Now, what happens at the end of the 12 months? Okay, so at 11 months and 30 days or whatever the hell it's going to be, I'm going to reassess my situation. Okay, now currently we're in 2026. Okay, Bitcoin is not looking too good. It doesn't look like it's going to blast up. We probably had our peak in 2025. Looks like we're in a bearish market. So I'm not expecting it to go to the moon. I'm expecting it to kick back roughly where it is, might drop a little bit more. But depending on where it's at that point in time, I'm going to reassess. Now, let's say it stays where it's at, okay? And just for mathematical sake, let's just say BTC right now is 50K USD. All right? If it's a 50K USD and this ratio is the exact same, this is what I'm going to do, which is most likely going to be the case. I'm going to pay back my 7K. I'm going to refinance my 100K of collateral. Then this 50K, I'll still have that as a loan that I need to pay back as a principal. And I've essentially just reset the clock on this 12-month term. And that will just go back to day one. And now I'll have another 12 months to just kick the can down the road until happier days come about. Now, what the fuck are these happy days that you're talking about? Let me tell you. Because BTC isn't always going to stay there, okay? There are going to be instances in where it's going to rise. Now, if I kick the can down the road for another 12 months, that gives me a greater opportunity to see what the market has to offer. Now, BTC in 2027, right? We're in a fucking pitfall right now. The markets go like this, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, but they always tend to trend up. Right now, it looks like we're sitting kind of in this zone. We might be at the bottom. We could fall down to here, but we're roughly in this zone based on my predictions, all right? Relax. If I kick the can down the road another 12 months, all right, that makes time go tick, 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 tick. We could find ourselves somewhere here in that period of time because I've bought another 12 months in this loan by extending it. So if we're at, say, 50 here, and let's just say, for example, it's 100K here, all right? That's the BTC value. So now we've gone 2x. That means my collateral also 2x's because I've given them Bitcoin. So what is my collateral 2x's? I get 200K in collateral. But I've still got a $50,000 loan because they haven't paid me in Bitcoin. They've paid me in dollars. Dollars remain stable. Bitcoin and the dollar value of the Bitcoin I've given them fluctuates to the market. Hence why you've got to maintain your LVR. But in the good times, because they can come, Bitcoin hits 200K. But in the bad times, you've got to make sure you've got cold storage to save your ass in case it fucking dips. Okay? Don't forget that shit. It's not all about the good times. You need that. That's why I've done that. That's my insurance policy. 200K. Now Bitcoin is at fucking, now Bitcoin's at 100K and I've got $200,000 of collateral. So my LVR is 25%. How? 50K of 200K is 25%. Now what do? Oh, time to mature your loan, sir. What would you like to do? Oh, you know what? I actually might refinance that one. Perfect. So you'll just have to pay another $7,000 for that loan. Sure, no problem. I'll pay that and give a fuck. Because I am now going to take a 50% loan to value ratio of this 200K. What's 50% of 200K? 100. What do I do with that 100? Well, minus 50, I pay that loan off. That's gone, bang. And then what do I get? Another 50K. Now my LVR is 200K collateral, $100,000 loan, paid that off, and I've got 50K that I can then recycle the whole process of what I did in 2026. And now I can buy more equipment. I could go on a holiday. I can fucking do whatever. I don't know. I'll assess my situation then. But the beautiful thing about that is if Bitcoin's at 100K and it's doubled, then my collateral is also 800K. But I'm constantly adding to that as well. Every week I'm fucking accumulating more and more and more and more and more. So this is going to constantly grow based on me adding to it and with the market. And then you just continuously do this. Do it, do it, do it, do it. And every time, literally, think about that, man. 50K, I've got it, which is almost $1,000 fucking dollars a week over a year. Tax free. Bang, they just handed it to you. I know, it's pretty fucking nuts. But that's the play I'm currently running. That's the play I'm going to run over the next couple of years and for the future. Now, like I mentioned, this is the shit I do, okay? This is just what I've learned. This is the play I'm running. Now, I teach all of this inside my coaching programs. A little bit more in depth, and obviously they're a little bit more specific to your risk tolerances, your situations, whatever it might be. If you would like to get some insight on that, book in a call with me. The link's in the description. I've got a Calendly link right there. Alternatively, check me out on Instagram. Message me there. We'll communicate. We'll book in a call. If the program fits for you, we can have a structured session on how we can analyze your situation to help you make sure that you don't sell your fucking Bitcoin and use it to access liquidity to make you more money, to help you buy more Bitcoin and get out of this system that they call the Matrix. Like, comment, subscribe, check out my other videos. Catch you on the next one, boys.